If I prompt Gemini with give me some really popular songs trending in 2026, you'll see that when Gemini gives out its response, it sources where it got this information from. So this leads to large language models right now. They're getting really powerful because now you're able to see where it got the information from. And then you can determine whether the response is reliable or not. So why is this a big breakthrough? Let's say if I'm training my own ChatGPT model. And let's say that I trained it from 2023 to 2025. All right, so my ChatGPT is trained from 2023 to 2025. So it's trained on information from maybe the past all the way up to 2025. But the problem with doing this is that what happens if I ask ChatGPT a question about the future? Like what happens in 2026? Who is the president of whatever at 2026? It's going to get it wrong. So the problem right now is that AI models are only as good as the data that they are trained on. And because this ChatGPT is trained on information that only lasts up to 2025, it cannot answer any questions accurately about what's happening in 2026. That is the problem. So how do we solve this problem? And the answer comes down to RAG. RAG stands for Retrieval, Augmentation, Generation. And this is a really, really clever solution, okay? Because it allows large language models like Gemini to really be accurate and up to date with its information. So how does this work? First, you have the retrieval phase. So you have a large language model, ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever you're feeling, and it contacts an external database. And this database can just be full of, documents. As seen with Gemini, if I'm prompting Gemini about really popular songs, then what it's going to do is it's going to search up in its database about popular songs, right? And it's going to retrieve this information. So that is the retrieval part, right? Based on what you said in the prompt, the LLM is going to contact the database and get information that's related to your prompt. That's the retrieval phase. Now, what about the augmentation phase? So augmentation, you can think about that as a change. So based on the information that the LLM retrieved, it's actually going to augment your prompt a little bit. So if I go back to, what I said before, right? Let's say that this was my original prompt. Give me some really popular songs that are trending in 2026. Now, after Gemini has retrieved data from its database, it might add on to this prompt. And it might say that from Apple Music, the top songs are, and then, whatever the top songs are. So the fate of Ophelia, and then the end of beginning. I know that's from Spotify, but it's going to augment the prompt so that it includes information from the sources that it gathered. And so that way, that gives context to the large language model, and it can focus its attention on the important information here. So now if I prompt it, it's probably going to give a pretty accurate response, right? You're spot on, definitely the start of the year. And so you can see that when you're augmenting the prompt, that allows for more efficient generation from the model. So it's going to be able to just give out better responses.